Hey guys, we are at the Startup Day 2025 and I'm here with my team
Martin.
And Jennifer.
and we have Cyril in the background. I'm gonna hand over this microphone to Martin.
We're gonna have amazing discussions today, have interviews with some co-founders and cool people here at Startup Day Fest. And so follow us, stay tuned, like, subscribe. Cheers. Hello everyone, this is Martin from Evolving Echoes and I'm here with Martin.
Yes, hello, I'm Martin Lang. I'm the Chief Sales Officer of Luxanat.
Nice to meet you, Martin. Can you tell a bit about your company?
Yes, the Luxanat is representing a brand of Neurovisor. It's a light sound frequency device, and we are the exclusive distributors of this brand in EU.
So, can you tell us about the challenges and the inspirations you're facing?
Actually, we are surrounded by three dimensions all the time. We have the light surrounded by us, different sounds, and actually the frequencies that our brain operates during our work time, our leisure time, during the sleep moment. So we have technology that can have the vision and the sound combined. And during the session, you can adjust your state of mind according to the session that you choose from the application. For instance, if you wake up tired, you can't fall asleep. If you have a lack of concentration, you feel anxiety. So these are all the causes and problems that we help to resolve. So with these quick 10-minute sessions, you can adjust your brain. You can take your brain to the state where you can't predict what's coming next. And that's how your body can fully relax, and aiming different parts of the brain, we can improve any cognitive function.
That sounds amazing. I need something like that.
You definitely, most people need, because the studies show that during the 2030, the world's biggest issue is actually the mental health. And we have a solution without any medicine, long meditative sessions. You can have quick brain break with Neurovisor in these 10 minutes from the first second on.
Okay, now I'm gonna ask you like a personal question. What keeps you motivated about your job?
Actually, the changes in people's lives. First, I had an ADHD, so I took medicine for 3 or 4 months. I took this device when I was invited to the company to one most prestigious psychiatric center. And when I introduced the device, after having a couple of anxiety attacks during the week, I just used medicine. But now if I put on the focus or the relaxation session with Neurovisor, in 10 minutes I'm grounded. I'm back productive mode, I'm back in track, no symptoms ever, so I'm medicine-free up on since. And today, as my background is in the field of sports, we have pitched this technology to more than 50 Olympic athletes, world champions, because they are suffering in the same issues, challenges that most people do. During the competition, after relaxing, having anxiety, having lack of good quality sleep, and actually this where the technology steps in and helps to resolve these issues.
How do you feel? How would you compare your feeling from before you did it and now that you've done it? How do you feel compared both times?
I think I'm more conscious now, I'd say. Because when I like use this thing, right? And then I close my eyes, I started seeing this like, how do I say, like spiral patterns, and then this white, red or orange colors, right, different colors, and there's this music, like this kind of, and then they are trying to like do like different patterns and shapes like with the colors, like this. I don't know how do I say, like dividing the colors and stuff, and it just like spins, and you feel like you are somewhere else. It's not like you are not here at all.
We wish you good luck with your journey. And stay tuned.
Thank you so much.
I'm here with Martin, the founder and CEO of Lightyear. Can you tell us more about that?
Lightyear is an investment platform, so our mission is to take a look into Europe and try to make every investor in Europe successful and make more investors.
That's cool. I know that there are many investment platforms actually around the world. And what makes your idea special? Or, like,
So
better?
you're right. There's a lot of around the world. There's like hundreds of thousands of investment or financial companies. The problem is that in Europe there are not many. So if you take a Europe look, there is not a single investment platform that works really well pan-European, not the one. If you look into the European market, then it's dominated by the banks. So every single country has a bank what dominates, or like top 4 banks that dominate 90% of the market. The problem is investing is not banks' main job. Their job is to give you really good loans one way or another. So that's where they make their money. Investing is this afterthought. So effectively, if you go to the common place where people invest today in Europe, it's incredibly expensive, it's difficult to use, doesn't really have an access anywhere. It's really hard to get started and understand, because investing can be a little bit complex world. So what we do is that we do pan-European platform. Today we operate in 22 markets. We make it really, really easy. So it's really easy to understand for people, but also capable. It means that you have access to the more than 4,000 instruments around the world. It's really low cost. We charge 10 times less than banks, and we focus on making sure that you're investing in a kind of long-term view. Not so much about trading. It's more about growing your wealth over a long period of time.
Do you think it's a big challenge to compete with banks and other investment platforms?
I don't think there is a lot of competition in investment platforms. There's not many actually. Can you name any?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I think, okay, there is, in Europe, it's hard to say.
So I can give you an example. Robinhood has tried to come to the Europe many, many times. They're thinking that they have a good product in the US, and this good product, let's introduce that to the Europe. And then they come to Europe and faceplant. So why this happens is that the stuff that's good in the US, it doesn't really mean that it's good in Europe.
Exactly.
Because they came to the UK. UK has a different currency, different laws, business models and whatnot. You have to convert money, which is nobody in the US does. So it's totally different product in that sense. So the good stuff in Europe good US stuff in Europe barely works. So you need to have localized view. So if your question is that is it hard to compete with the banks, the main difficulty is that it's incredibly complex, because to build a proper investment platform you need to have local taxes and languages and instruments and currencies and payment methods. There's list is endless to every single market what's in Europe. Every 30 market needs to have the same set. But if you do that, then you have a market which is today worth 19 trillion. There's 500 million people in Europe. It's massive, massive market where there's not really good competition in the startup world at the moment.
What advice would you give to young people?
Start doing stuff. I think that's as simple as it is. It's all of us who founded something, the history behind that is multiple failures, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't, and there's a journey in many ways. I suggest people not to overthink. It's more about try to find something that makes sense and try to make a business out of that. And it's fine if it's going to fail at the beginning. At one point you learn and you build something really cool. It's a big problem if people wait when they're ready to do that. Nobody's ready to build anything. So
That's a good point. Actually, gonna share something personal. 3 years ago, I was here as a startup with my friends, and we were in a very early stage. And at some point, we failed, and we couldn't pull it off. Many reasons, but yeah. So I still feel like it's a valuable experience for me. And what advice would you give for young entrepreneurs who are going through these things and obviously they fail and
I think failure is just a part of the journey. If you're saying that you failed, that doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you actually a better person. So if I'm thinking as a person who hires the next candidate into your company, people who have went out and did something what nobody asked them to do, they try to figure out how to improve something. This is a lot of things which are the stuff what it's easy not to do. So for me, your kind of value actually has risen because you are the person who wants to do something cool. So that makes a lot of sense. But it's hard to say. It's always emotional. Like stuff crashes and you put your soul into it, and like at one point it's not there. Yeah, happens. But like I think a good way to go on is just go and build another one, because now take your learnings, what happened there, and build a better one. That's it.
Have you pivoted?
No, we haven't. So for us, we are a single goal from the get-go. It's a huge market. We know what to do. We see that we are able to offer 10x better customer experience. Like we're doing full on that.
So Lightyear has been really stable and
Like stable.
steady.
That's I think the wrong way. We're growing a lot, but like we're building one really particular product what takes long time to build. There's like the technological stack is huge and like experience huge, and there's like so many different investors. So there's like people who are really passive, maybe pension products or just ETFs, or maybe only invest in dividends, and then you have people who are like trading and maybe crypto people and more like weird instruments. Like all this stuff what needs to happen, you can't build like one narrow product. You need to build all of that, and taxes and languages and whatnot as well. So it takes a long time. So for us, we have been hard at work. We have built a lot of things. We're launching every month. There is some rather big launch what we're doing, but there's still a long way to go.
How long did it take you to come to this point?
So we have been building Lightyear for 4 years now.
That's pretty good. But have you personally pivoted? Like, have you had other ideas before? And
yeah, sure. Like when I was working in TransferWise previously. After TransferWise, I tried to figure out like what happens, like what are the interesting areas what to do. The one area what I looked into was psychology, because there's 1 billion people around the world who could use psychological help, and there is no good help out there right now. There's like softer cases, but there's also really tragic cases. So I tried to figure out if there is a way to build something what would help these people. I think back in the day that was not possible. I think there's a lot of apps who try to do something. I don't think there is a good solution there. Today I think we are starting to get the tools what are capable of understanding, like everything around AI is actually pretty good understanding what you're doing and giving some input and whatnot. There's still human problem. Human problem is you're not accountable for a chat. Like nobody cares about it. If you have a doctor or somebody tells you what to do, then you're accountable for that, or like you take that as a serious thing. So I think there's still ways to go. But if somebody cracks that, that's like probably one of the best things what you can do in a world. Like effectively help people to get into the better state. This is so rewarding.
Martin, thank you so much for sharing your personal story. This is really cool stuff. Lightyear, let's go. Tengelpung. They make cool stuff, as you can see. This is actually a protective wallet.
We have made an Estonian brand, unique product collection just from an idea. Many years ago, we had a simple pouch idea, and we made a pouch. It was 3 or 4 years ago. And then came an idea that, let's make this a safety pouch. Let's put inside security fleece to make it anti-hacking bag. So we came to the solution. We found the technology, how to do it. We also seeked out world best producers for the shielding fleeces. And here we have our first full collection of the small safety pouches. We have also phone bag. Then is a fresh new collection for the iPads and laptops, takeaway sleeve, and bag collection where is a backpack, digital safety backpack.
That sounds amazing and like a really interesting idea, especially with the rise of this cyber attacks or like scammers and so on. And we actually made a little experiment with Gary, and we put my phone into this case, and it had no network at all.
It's really working and tested by the laboratory.
Sounds amazing. I'm actually impressed, and I'm interested in getting one of those pouches for my, and get rid of my old wallet probably. Yeah, thank you so much, Gary, to like sharing with us your journey, and
thank you. It was nice to meet you, and see you next year in Startup Day.
Yeah,
Ciao.
for sure. Cheers. We're here today with
Kent from Lanmer.
Yeah. Can you tell us about what you're doing and how are you exactly helping this startup to develop?
So yes, this startup is part of our hardware venture studios, where we are working together closely with deep tech startups. So focusing on everything that requires a lab, pretty much, or a hardware component. So we are very passionate about biotech, health tech, clean tech, and pharma and medtech. So different areas, but we have them all in our core expertise. And today, since it's difficult to bring something from the lab here and show it, we are displaying one of our startups from the Hardware Venture Studio, which is Brain Music Innovations.
Yeah.
And Jakin, the founder here, is in talks with another collaboration partner. So this is why we like these events as well. You always find someone to talk to who's always on the kind of, they're developing similar tech actually. And this technology specifically is measuring your brain waves. And Jakin is a composer from Latvian Music Academy. So he has developed an algorithm based on his data sets that is able to detect your mood. So he developed this algorithm on a musical application, and now we are expanding it to co-creative tasks, because it's really key when you're performing music, for example, as a jazz band, to be in sync, so in the same flow state. And this is what we're here displaying today. And this technology has a lot of applications. Today, what Jakin has developed over the last half a year, is controlling music with your brainwaves. So we have a synthesizer here, we have a drum machine here.
What's the secret sauce for making a startup successful?
I believe it's the desire to learn and develop and innovate. So I think this curiosity is what gets you going.
Simple as that.
Yes, definitely. And you have to know that be bold, put your idea out there in the world, because no one else will do it but you.
Exactly.
So you just have to go for it.
That's a good mindset. It's all about this.
Yeah, it's about the mindset. And then there's so much good support around. You will find the people. It will come to you. But you just have to get going.
Yeah, I see. Thank you so much for talking to us and sharing your expertise with Evolving Echoes. Hey everyone, I'm here with Alex. He's the founder and the CEO of Guardian, the Estonian-based company. So tell us about it.
Yeah, so we are providing elderly with digital solutions. So when they're aging at home, they still feel safe. When anything happens like a fall or a sudden health issue and they're not able to call for help by themselves, our system automatically alerts the close ones and the help will arrive anyway.
How did you come up with this idea? Like, what made you think of this?
So me and my co-founder, we started off having this problem on our own. Both of our grandmas lived in different cities from us, and we didn't have the chance to have a constant checkup, is everything alright with them? So we started from our own and figured out it is a massive problem since we have an aging population and less professional caretakers to have.
I see. Can I ask you, how old are you?
Currently 25 years old.
Whoa, me too.
Nice.
That is so cool. You're like a very young founder and CEO. Like, how long have you been running this? How long has it been?
The idea came actually last year, January. So from the idea to execution, we are now launching in 2 to 3 weeks actually for the first clients that we have in the waiting list. So yeah, 1 year from the idea, but actually we started developing in June.
That's amazing. Good luck with that. This is a really big step for you guys. So during this 1 year, how many challenges have you faced and how did you overcome it?
Well, many challenges. First of all, if you're getting into a new industry, the assumption is the enemy. So we assumed that we know something, but luckily we started off with interviews in the experts. So care homes, caretakers, family members. And from the interviews, we had to totally reinvent how we can offer these services. So actually starting on becoming the expert has been the most valuable thing, and assuming something has been the most challenge, I think.
Oh, that's really interesting way of putting this. What advice would you give to other young co-founders like you, or like
I study in Estonian business school, so I see a lot of founders every day, and the biggest mistake is starting to build something big before even showing it to your client. So read this book, Lean Startup Strategies, and start with your client. Start to gather them, learn about them, and then offer a solution based on their needs.
Okay, that's a really good point, actually. I agree with that. What else would you advise generally to young people? Not necessarily founders or something like, but just young people who are out there trying to figure out their life?
Yeah, I think like I'm still a young person and I'm not the best one maybe to give advice, but what has worked for me is just follow your instinct. If you want to do something, you better do it.
Sounds amazing. What do you think? When do you think this product will be like widely used and even like go outside of Estonia?
Outside of Estonia as soon as possible. So our first launch is in Estonia to actually test the product and find out if we have nailed the user experience and get positive feedback. From there on, we have already people really waiting in Japan, where actually aging population is the hugest problem in the world right now.
That's amazing. Japan is the other part of the world. Okay, that's cool. Thank you so much, Alex, for your time. This has been a great conversation. Hey everyone, we're here with Carlo from Alsimo Protocol.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes, and please tell us about it.
Yeah. So we're solving a big problem around the authenticity of the data with AI protocols, and we decided that the best way to do so is to validate this data is in a decentralized way. So we're using blockchain nodes to validate and to qualify and quantify this data, and in a very innovative way that is also highly scientific. And you're going to have different individuals that are highly illustrious in their knowledge in the fields or knowledge, and are going to help us make this. And so we're assembling the best team possible. We have already our CTO is from Finland. He is an ex-Near protocol. We have all this ex-Polygon, ex-Solana, other Aave and other protocols like that are helping us build this. It's a really new, innovative solution that we're aiming for a global problem, which is that, basically AI models are running out of data to be trained on.
Okay. So you already have a product. Have you launched?
That's correct. We have an MVP. We are building basically the blocks of a working MVP that can basically determine different data sets on a site. Basically, we're building everything from the site to the parts that are needed, and that's what we're doing.
That's cool. Really interesting problem, and I didn't think even that there is a problem like that. And so. How long have you been coming to this point?
The company itself is quite young. It's only been operating for a few months. However, the people behind it, the team behind it, have years of experience. Our CEO has had about 9 different startups, 5 exits out of those startups as well. He is a very well-known figure. Our CTO and co-founder is also a very well-known figure, and our team as well. Again, as I said, we're just assembling the best team possible to solve a really difficult problem.
I see. What made you join this idea?
Looking at the team, looking at for example, the co-founder being an ex-Near. Tartu is our CTO. I think that the team on its own and what we're trying to solve is also really interesting and really innovative in a practical way as well.
I see. What advice would you give to young people nowadays?
Young people, I would say dedicate yourself into what you think that you like, even though it's hard to tell when you're young what you really like, you really want to do. And try to find what your passion behind that really is. and focus on that fully, knowing that you may be wrong, but in doing so, you will succeed eventually.
Sounds amazing. Thank you so much, Carlo, for your time. This has been a great conversation.
Who am I speaking to today?
My name is Paul Vahur.
Okay, so what brought you today in the startup day?
Well, it's a great event, so and I have a lot of friends and clients here. You know, it's nice to kind of catch up with them and network. So and find new people to talk with. You know, like
yes, yes. He found us here, or we found him. So
yeah, we were running into each other. Yeah.
yeah. So we are gonna have a quick interview with him, and he founded a productivity company, right?
Yes.
So what was your motivation behind that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm teaching, helping people to learn and implement a method called Getting Things Done. So it's old method. It's 25 years old, and you know, it helped me originally. You know, I've been doing it for 12 years. Most of that time I worked at Microsoft, so it was definitely kind of saw that it's helpful and I'm kind of improve. So I thought I'll want to share it with more people in Estonia. So I founded, GTD Estonia, you know, and bring it here. So just helping other people and doing something I like to do, you know.
Is it with like using some sort of small software or apps, or how does it exactly work?
It's a way of it's a way of thinking about the world in one way, but the other then it's like it's a kind of a number of steps that you have to go through in order to create clarity and being more productive. You know, so you definitely need kind of a system as app or even maybe a paper notebook to support that. But mainly I kind of teach kind of behaviors, you know, or what do you need to do, and so that's kind of it's kind of in the software world. I would say it's an equivalent to personal agile, you know. So it's a personal methodology. Yeah.
Do you think you are being more productive now by using the methods that you have discovered?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, yeah, it's you know what my clients, if I coach them, usually they increase their productivity by 30 to 50%. You know, so I think maybe for my own productivity, it's before I started doing that 12 years ago. I think. It's probably 150% more productive, you know. So, and it's not so much even like that I do more; it's that I do more right things, you know. And it's always you out of inertia, you tend to do things that you always did, and without even thinking, should you be doing those, you know? And then I help like my clients think through, should they be doing that or not? And then it's actually they may be an amount of work that they do less, but they have a better focus. They complete it faster. And then they do less things that they don't actually need to do.
If you could give one advice to the people who want to start a startup, what that advice would be?
Let me think. I mean, like, it's not that I can't think of one. It's I can think of many. I'm trying to choose. You know.
You can say many if you want.
Yeah. Well, one thing what I teach actually in my coaching as well. So it's like a little bit free coaching to everybody who's watching and for you as well. Is first of all. Make sure you know what's your kind of main purpose behind creating this company. You know, it could be something creating some change in the world. Maybe it's your own personal goals that you want to do. Just to be clear of that. You know, then also, and especially if you do it with other people, then decide what are the principles that you play after. It's kind of the rules to the game, right? So it's like you know, do we want to be fast and agile, or do we want to be thorough? You know, do we want to focus more on quantity or quality? You know, whatever in business that you are in. Then next is create like a vision. So what is how do you see like 5-10 years down the line? Like how do you see the future? You know, what do you want to make real? So that's the vision, and then set some goals, like a 2-3 year goals, and it can be shorter, especially if you're a startup. Then maybe the kind of the time period is a little bit shorter than what I mentioned right now. So yeah, maybe it's actually, you know, you'll need to achieve some goals in 3 or 6 months, and then actually after that you need to create a whole new goals. But anyway, it's purpose, why you're doing this, how you're going to do it, how you're going to work together. Then what is the vision that you are trying to accomplish? Then specific goals. So the goals are more like concrete, like we want to have that many customers, or we want to release that product, or we, you know, etc. And then after that, kind of decides like what kind of roles do you need to fill? Like if you're all alone, it's still you probably need to do 3 or 4 different kind of things. But if you are several of you, then even if you're all doing everybody's doing everything, then even define like what are their specific roles. So then you know that who is kind of taking care of that role right now. And so that's maybe kind of thinking this through on these 4 levels helps a lot. And then you can go down into more a kind of specific thing of like, okay, what is like a thing that we want to achieve within 2 or 3 weeks outcome, and then what's the next action? Yeah. So that's kind of the create this kind of plan. It actually doesn't. It might not take that much time to think it through, but all these components that I mentioned are really, really important. So helps you kind of have clarity of why and what are you doing. Yeah. In order to get things done, so this is what I teach is you need to know what's the desired outcome, and you need to know what's the next action. And then that's easy. Yeah.
I like the thing about like breaking down your main goal into pieces, so that it kind of gets easier for us to like implement it like in a small chunks, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then actually it's you can kind of plan it out like, hey, in order to put out this podcast, we need to do these steps, and that's okay as well. But you can even start even simpler, doing it in an agile way. Yeah. It's like, okay, we want to put out podcast. What's the next action? And that's all I think you need to do, right? You'll accomplish it. Then you can think, what we'll do after that, right? You don't need to create like a full plan ahead in order to start moving. If it comes to you, if you have like a vision of the full plan, write it down. But you can start it only knowing what's the end result and what's the next action. That's enough, and you can start moving at that point. Yeah. So don't get paralyzed in planning or analysis paralysis, right? So just do these 2 things and you're fine. Yeah.
Very, very good advices, guys. Okay.
We have very young entrepreneurs. The youngest I've met today, at least. They're all in high school and they're like 18. And they already have actually a product. They have built it and looking for customers. So very early in the stage. But guys, you have a product, which means you have like a big shot there. So,
okay, so we're basically an Estonian grocery store savings app. You can basically go to our website toidumotor.ee. You can sign up there with your Google account, and you can ask it any question about grocery store prices in Estonia, like where are the cheapest apples, or put me together like a basket and tell me where should I go buy that, and it will save you money.
Sounds good. How did you guys come up with this idea?
Well, we started high school and we started living near the high school, and we were just starting a new life. We didn't know where to buy different products at, and we were confused to where to go. We lived near Tartu, so we had all kinds of different choices to go, but didn't really know which is the best one. And we really needed this kind of a product, and also this product is for the entire shopping list. So it's not for a single item, which would take a lot of time for you to compile all of the information from different e-stores for your shopping list otherwise, without our app. But I think the main person who came up with this idea is Rene.
I don't know, man. It came out of nowhere, I'll be honest. I was just doing some land work, like picking like berries in my parents' garden, and I just was like, I really wanted to do something. I didn't just want to do something boring in like the creative work that we have to do. So it's like, take a couple of friends together and go make something.
That sounds very inspiring, guys. You're so young and you're already doing great stuff. Ander, can you share about your experience?
So far my experience has been everything. It's been very positive. I've learned a lot. I've made many things, many new skills. Marketing is really interesting, to be honest. I've used many tools, Canva, learned how to make posters, products, videos. And I really love our product, to be honest, because this is a new problem recently, because as most people know, food prices last year at least rose by like 20%, and I really like savings, and I hope to make a product that is useful for my family, perhaps even.
let's ask a finance officer, how is it going with investors? Are you looking for any?
Well, actually, we aren't, at least right now. We're in the growing stage of our product. It's not in the final stages of it, so we're trying to make it and upgrade it all the time. And right now, we're actually for free, and we're looking into having a subscription style of payment. But because we are a student company, it's actually almost impossible, or at least really hard, to make the subscription into a reality. Or a student company can't really ask a person to pay for a subscription because they aren't really a real company. So that's the main problem with that.
We're also thinking about crowdfunding, making a crowdfunding campaign, because it's like for the people, and people can definitely, I think, support us, and I think we can build this together.
That sounds amazing. So you guys have been just bootstrapping all this time, and crowdfunding can actually work. Yeah, so go out there, you have nothing to lose. And good luck with your journey. I'm sure you'll be successful. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for watching this episode, guys. We really had fun interviewing people.
So stay tuned for more content and expect amazing videos. And subscribe, like, follow, share. Cheers.